That's your son. Oh, shit. All right, Justin.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, great. We're good. So I've been working out lately, and by that I mean I've been working on my dad bod. I don't know if you guys can tell. Working on that. Don't have any kids yet, but I feel like if I work on it long enough, it's bound to happen. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm kind of tired of fucking up my life. You see, when I was 18, I thought I was going to go to med school and become a gynecologist. But as time passes on, I feel like my only hope is to become a sperm donor. Now, this is one I've kind of been afraid to tell at other places, but here I think I'm in the right crowd. I think I'm okay. But I am going to give you a trigger warning. I hope that doesn't give any of you PTSD. So I have a trans stepsister, and she thinks that she's a man. Now she's dating another woman that also thinks that she's a man. So I don't know if they're lesbian or if they're gay. I really don't know. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
You're slow here, Justin.
Just think about it a second. It'll make sense. Because if both of them had dicks, they wouldn't like each other anymore. And you see, my grandfather, I'm in a VFW, so that's great. My grandfather was in the Army, and back in the 60s, they taught him how to use a bayonet. And they said, oh, if it gets stuck in the guy, just pull the trigger a couple times and it'll come out. And my grandfather goes, if I got bullets in my gun, I ain't knife fighting somebody. And
totally with you there.
so on Labor Day, I was... my family had rented a house, and so I got to go. But of course, they were short on beds. So I brought my sleeping bag. And then my mom asks, hey, Justin, do you want to share the full-size bed? And I said, no, Mom. I don't want my night boners to scare you. Yeah. Now let's pivot to this real quick. So I grew up half Italian, and on my mom's side of the family, I'm first generation. On my dad's side of the family, there's some we can trace back all the way back to the Mayflower. But the thing is, my grandfather used to say, "You're the UN baby. The Irish are fighting the English, the Germans are fighting the Polish, and the Italians are sitting there going, can't we just eat?" Manja, eat. And let's see, what else do I got? I got plenty of shit, I just got to remember it. That's the problem. And so my grandfather's bald, and he's got a little bit of hair on the sides. So I'm getting a haircut with him, and I literally hear him tell the barber, cut what you can and save the rest. I'm like, oh my God, Grandpa, what is going on here? But, you know, my dad, I wonder why I'm so fucked up. My dad has schizophrenia. So he'll introduce himself, he'll say, hello, my name's Mike, but you can call me Skittles. People go, why is that? Because my dad's medication regimen is so intense that it covers every color under the rainbow. Yeah. Okay, great. And then, you know, and then there's a totally reasonable justification for him to have that much medication in his medicine cabinet. You know what I mean? Makes sense. But my dad now also has dementia. And so he always falls asleep with the TV on. And when he does, usually between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning, the LifeLock infomercial is on. He wakes up the next day and he goes, Justin, I think my identity's been stolen, but I can't remember what it is. And, yeah. And my dad is the type of person you don't want to go out drinking with. You see, I was at the bar with him one time, and somebody came up to him and said, I'm going to knock your teeth out. My dad, without skipping a beat, took his dentures out of his mouth, placed them on the bar table and said, hey, look there, I did it for you. any chance of an altercation happening ended right then and there. You really want to punch a guy with no teeth in his mouth? I don't think so. Anyway, I'll tell you one last joke, okay, guys? So, my grandparents have been married for 57 years.
Nice.
And people will go up to my grandfather and ask, hey, what's the secret? My grandfather says, I don't drink, smoke, or chase women. And I hardly ever beat my wife. Now, he's coming out of church one time and he's saying this to the priest. The woman right behind him, her jaw drops like, huh? And he turns and looks at her and he goes, relax, I don't actually beat her. Anyway, thank you so much for the time. I could keep going if you wanted me to, but my name's Justin Perry. You guys have a good night, all right? I'll be back. This isn't going to be the last time you see me, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you.